Well, I start my days with the preview, and I thought I'd start the video with that preview because it was an exceptionally nice preview. I couldn't really understand what people were talking about. They said it's vaulted. They should have said the ceiling is vaulted. That makes sense. It was really nice. It's like a log cabin style on the outside. Pretty nice for a shelter. Although I have to say, probably the nicest shelters. I think it's a tumbling run shelters. I think around Pennsylvania or something. Those are probably the best. Really clean hand sanitizer, toilet paper. Tumbling Run or the one that was next to it, because they're both kind of competing with each other. I remember the maintainers had come by with their dog Mocha, I think, chatted with me a long time ago, 7 years ago. Anyway, yeah, that was nice. That was Trimpi shelter there, and I stayed at a campsite right outside of the shelter. Really appreciating the preview and the bear boxes. That was super nice. Didn't really have to worry. And then the water source is very nearby. So right now I'm on the Blue Blaze to get back to the trail. And it's about 0.2. Far out says 0.1. But I think they rounded down. It's about 0.2 miles. But the nice thing is that the water is like right there. Previous a little bit of a walk, but not too bad. Feeling so thankful today. I had a really good sleep. The wind behaved itself. It wasn't like the night before last, so it was just windy, crazy, and cold. Oh, it was like perfect night. Really had some deep sleep, I think. I gotta check it when I get reception on Fitbit to see what my sleep score is, but I can tell, like, I had a pretty nice night. Maybe sleep deprivation and whatnot. Anyway, that would be awesome if every night was like that. But I'll take it when I can get it. Okay, well, now I've reached the end of the Blue Blaze. So you can see there's a little sign here. Let's see here. You can get a sense. Okay, shelter. Yeah, I know that. What do we got here? AT. But yeah, AT, what direction, right? I think that's the direction I'm going. Well, here's a white blaze, but I think that's the way I came in. Maybe this sign tells me. It doesn't say which way is north. Partnership shelter is north of me, though. I know, I checked. So, that's not really, so that's 10.5. That's a good, it looks like it's going to be a good shelter. It's right next to the Mount Roger National Recreations Center headquarters. Apparently they've also got a museum there, and they got some vending machines, some bathrooms, some water spigot. So that's going to be a nice spot. Maybe a place to recharge too. Just ran out of one of my battery packs, so maybe plug that in and rest a bit there. But yeah, I'm looking to go, as usual, like 13 to 15 miles. And I saw right north of that not recreation, that shelter there, the partnership shelter. There's at least 3 campsites, but no water. So I think it means I gotta haul up my water. What I really like though is to push it beyond there. I think there's a shelter, something like 16 miles out from where I started today. And then there's a really nice, what is it? It's like a settlers museum or something. They basically allow AT hikers to camp out on their lawn, and they have places to charge and maybe water, I think. Some limited facilities. Some places are really nice and they do that. I remember there was one monastery in New York, I think Graymore it's called. they had something similar where they just said, you know, you can camp out, get some limited water there. Nice thing about that too, I remember walking into Graymore and they were open. So for some reason, I bought a small book by the Pope at the time, um, some reading material, and Pope Francis, I think, yeah, 7 years ago. Not Benedict, but Francis, the one after. And oh, they also had a vending machine there, which wasn't listed. No one mentioned. Yeah, you go inside right next to the bookstore, there's a vending machine, which is sweet. So I think I might have added that comment later. That's important for hikers. I'm not sure about the. I imagine they have bathrooms there too. I don't remember. They might have had like outhouses. I don't really remember. But those places are really nice. They're like half, not like full service. It's like half service where they're like, you know, you want to camp on the field here, go for it. We got some water here if you need it, and good luck. You know, kind of providing the space, but you know, short of giving you like a breakfast or something, which you would be paying for, right? But these places are nice. So it sounds like there's one up there. I think it's a stretch for today. I mean, it does look like it's gonna be the last part of the day will be a lot of downhill, and the ascent all added up isn't gonna be a lot. So, and I got started before 9, which is good. So I don't know. Maybe if I'm feeling it, I might just push to that. I think that would be a pretty sweet spot. I think I'd be pretty happy there. And recharging devices and whatnot, because it means I can go a little longer without worrying about going to a hostel. Although I know my video uploads are getting behind, I got to work on that. So maybe charge my batteries so I have enough power on my phone to work on some videos, get those all exported, get them ready to upload at the next opportunity. Anyway, we'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling. See what the day brings, weather-wise too. Last time I checked, weather was supposed to be okay. There was a chance of rain overnight, but I don't think we got anything. It was like 15% chance at like 3 or 4 a.m. I don't think it actually rained. But it is cloudy today, but I'm not sure if we'll get rain. I hope not. It's been really nice. I've been really appreciating it. Yeah, and it hasn't been super hot yet. I did see, well, today's Monday. Not tomorrow, but a week from tomorrow, I did see that the high is projected to be like 87 degrees. With humidity and everything, that's gonna feel like at least 90, I'm sure. I don't know what to do about that day. That might be a day where I actually have incentive to wake up pretty early and get miles in before it gets too hot. And then, I don't know, like camp out under the shade in the middle of the day or something. We'll see. I'll deal with it when it gets there. The weather is very fickle. It changes a lot. So. Anyhow, I think that's it for now. I'm feeling really good. Feeling pretty reset. All my muscles are ready to go. Yeah, I think let's go. Let's go. Just some quick philosophizing here. That's what I do. Um, I downloaded a bunch of audiobooks before I started my hike because I have a lot of space on my phone, or I used to. I've been having space management issues now because I've been making daily videos. But anyway, but there's still a decent amount of space in there. So I don't have some crazy ones like the fall and decline, or the decline and fall of the Roman Empire. You know, it's like 140 hours or something. I haven't started that. I'm not sure if I'm gonna start that, but I thought, well, I got a lot of time. Anything, I'll plug that in one ear and listen to it, but not yet. But I started listening to a short one, about a 2 hour one, which is Zen and the Love of Nature, D.T. Suzuki. It's like excerpts from a bigger book that he's well known for. I forget exactly the title of it. But anyway, yeah, there's some interesting thoughts about, well, what's the Zen's approach to nature? And then how is that actually, I mean, to help understand it, it's to contrast it with our sort of Western way of thinking of it or other conception. Western way, you know, it's very much still a thing. I think it's like you look at a mountain as something to be conquered, right? I mean, people got their, what is it, their challenge lists, and they're like conquering the mountains, and it's like a challenge, right? It's like, how fast can I do it? And then how fast can I do it? Those sort of things. And basically this was saying, well, that approach is all wrong. It's not nonsense, right? It's like, because part of it is you're separating yourself from nature. You're making it an object, and that's a lot of like Zen. It's like the disappearing of Zen, of subject and object. You're a subject experiencing the objects in the world, right? And that's very much against Zen. Zen is sort of the realization that there's no separation. It's all sort of the one. It's the same thing. You are part of nature. Nature's part of you. I think they didn't mention it too, but I always think of in the Bible, they say the kingdom of heaven is inside, is within. That's exactly what that is too, because it's like, well, the kingdom's not out there, someplace that you go to. It's something that it's also inside of you. You know, it's you're part of it. It's part of you. It's all part of the same substance of the universe, right? So yeah, and there it was interesting. Yeah, also saying that, you know, nature is not really something to be feared, right? So maybe I had approached it wrong when I was, oh, what was it? There was like White Cat Mountain or something. I thought the mountain was trying to kill me. I mean, there's these crazy winds and fog and pushing. I remember it was like pushing me, like trying to push me down. It felt like, and I felt like, well, this is something to be scared of, you know. But no, it's like the Zen approach would be sort of a reverence, a respect for that, and you know, reverent, here's the way it is, and here's you in it, and not something that's trying to attack you, or something that should be challenged. So I thought that was interesting. Also, he mentioned Thoreau was getting close to it in Walden, fifth chapter, I think he was saying. In Walden, he was saying he doesn't really feel alone, which it resonates a lot with me, because he says he doesn't often feel alone, and technically he was alone there. Well, maybe 2 miles away from civilization, right? People poke fun at Thoreau because he wasn't like super remote, but I mean, he was still by himself out there. But you know, like when you realize that it's not like you're an alien in an alien world, it's just sort of like you're you're in the world and you're part of it, and the world's part of you. They didn't mention it too, but I'm getting close to a road here. If you can hear the background noise. Also mentioned, or they didn't mention, but I was reminded of Carl Sagan. You are made of star stuff, right? Something like, I forget if that's the exact quote, but that's sort of the realization that like the stars are not like so far out there. It's like they're in you. It's part of you too. You're part of it. I thought that was interesting. Yeah, here's some chatting birds here. Sounded like voices on the screen. Anyway, that was my philosophy for the day there, and I'll try to respect nature and enjoy it as something not so separate from me, but something very much like me, sort of kinship with nature. I think that's a good way to go about it. All right, good. It's my first stream of the day here. Here's a good time to sort of wind it down, or wind down this clip here. Yeah, incidentally, you can kind of tell when you're getting close to stream. It's in a little sort of valley like this. It usually gets really green around here. And then often you can hear the water as you get closer. Now hopefully I don't fall on my face here. Okay. Here's a good place to leave off for now. Oh, that was yet another bear sighting. One bear, one small bear by himself, I think. I kind of spooked him walking and then banging my trekking poles together. And this guy kind of like paused and then looked behind. And then he's like, what the heck? And then he sort of got spooked and then ran uphill into the bushes. And I think he was just hiding in the bushes there. Anyway, yeah, I never expected. I thought I'd see a lot of bears in the Smokies actually, but mostly it's been southern Virginia. Anyway, occasionally I am scaring off some other animal, or maybe some other bears that I haven't seen. Could be more. So my count is now conservatively 5 bears total, maybe 6. But and then some other big animals that are probably just some deer or something. I'm spooking lots of things, but it's a good sign. They get spooked and they run away. That's a good thing. If they just stare at you, do nothing, they're not intimidated. That's not a good thing. That's been happening more in problem shelters, and the bears have been figuring out how to defeat the PCT hang, which is not foolproof, by the way, because they definitely know how to defeat it. People are so skeptical too. I saw in the comments in Far Out, there's a guy who doesn't even believe it's bears. He thinks it's just a homeless guy taking down the PCT. Like, the PCT hang is not foolproof, for sure not. And I remember even 7 years ago, they were defeating them at some of the more popular shelter, the problem shelters. I remember one in New York, I think, Bear Mountain. I think that was it. I think there's a shelter there. They were definitely defeating them there back then. So anyway, now I'm getting spooked by all sorts of most of the things I scare alongside here are little squirrels and chipmunks. Sometimes little birds, they freak out. But yeah, occasionally some bigger animals and bears, like that one today. Anyway, this one, I don't think I had enough time to get a video of it. So here's a little squirrel. He just ran away. He's hoping I don't see him. I see a squirrel. I'm not gonna eat you. Alright. But anyway, that was my encounter of the day. Actually, yeah, so I matched the count from my last trip. Last trip I did, is it over 1,000 miles from Harper's Ferry to Katahdin? Yeah, it's like 1,200 miles. And I think I saw 5 bears total in that stretch. So now I've done about 530 miles, and I've seen 5 bears already. So probably gonna see some more. But hopefully they're just normal, the bears that are afraid of humans. That would be good. Well, I didn't really want to get it on video, because you could drive there, and there were people and whatnot, and just filming the forest is sort of what I'm after here. But the Mount Rogers National Recreation Center headquarters, it's a mouthful, is where I stopped for a good hour. And they had vending machines there, It's like $2.25 for like a 20 liter, no, not 20 liter, 20 ounce Coke. And I got 2 of them. I made change. I had these like $10 bills and I need to make change. There's another guy who gave me the exact amount for one beverage because he said, oh, the guy inside doesn't give change. So he had a rough time for some reason, but I asked nicely maybe, or maybe he was, I told him maybe he was scared of me because I need a haircut. Anyway, but I ended up walking back to the shelter, which wasn't that far, but and returned the change that he had given me. He told me like, I'll pay it forward. But I'm like, okay, no. I don't really like owing something like that. I already owe a lot. Shoot, there was some family in Maine who bought me a whole dinner. I splurged on a dinner and bought a bunch of beers and food. And it was like 50 or 60 bucks, and they bought my dinner. It was at Hugs. That was the name of the place. Way up in Maine. I still owe that trail magic back to someone. And I've been getting a bunch of trail magic. Yesterday, there was a guy who, what was his name? 1 More Mile. He lives in my city in Cary, North Carolina. I got a beer from him. So I owe a lot of trail magic. But anyway, I don't like owing the cash. And I'm like, all right, let me take care of this. I'll give it back. So I got that and I got out my pack. Actually, the first thing I did, I was super smart. I knew that they had places to charge. I found it outside. They had 2 power strips plugged in, my 2 power banks there. One was absolutely empty, so I made sure that was a fast charge. The other one is a traditional USB-C because I have a Fitbit and I keep going back and forth whether it's a good idea to get one or whether I should have gotten a charger with 2 fast charger. Anyway, but that's what I got. But yeah, I was able to charge up. I kind of looked at their exhibits, but I kind of wasn't in frame of mind that they had a little museum there or something. I'm not sure. Some ecology of the area. I don't know. I'll have to come back. I wasn't really paying attention. Apparently, also there was a free shuttle service. Lynx Transport. No information about that on Far Out, or maybe AWOL's guide had it. But they had a summer service that just started at the end of May. So they'll come by every few hours, pick folks up and take them to the town of Marion, and I think some other towns too. But I mean, it's basically guaranteed business because they know hikers are going to go to restaurants, patronize everything. So it's a win-win situation. I was really tempted. There are some other hikers I recognize. And they were trying to get me to go. But it's okay. It wasn't really in my plans. I really wanted to push myself today because I know I had good sleep. But it might have been a mistake, I don't know. And the weather's still really good. So I wanted to take advantage. So I know I had about 8 more miles to go from there. If I could make it, it'd be my longest mile day today. I'm hoping it's realistic because I got like an uphill and then there's a lot of downhill. And then my target is Settlers Museum. Apparently they have some power out on the pavilion there and maybe some water. I'm not sure. But yeah, there's been a little bit of a lack of water today. So I had to fill up at the sink in the visitor center and fill up 2 liters. I mean, that's all I really want to haul up here because I know I'm going uphill. Technically, I guess I could give up, camp at one of these campsites up here. I'd have to go really minimal, maybe skip morning coffee. But it's okay, I'll make do one way or another. I'm still feeling really good. I'm just gonna roll with it. I was really not prepared to just give up and go into Marion. Although someone said, oh, you can go in for a few hours, go to the Walmart or whatnot. I think that's what they said. And then come out again. But I just was not planning on that. I just want to stick to my plan. But I did kind of mess it up a little bit. I realized the Sellers Museum, if I make it there, it's only like 2 miles away from, there's like an alpaca hostel where they got alpacas on the premises there. And apparently a Mexican restaurant people keep talking about. The thing is that that restaurant's closed today on Monday, but tomorrow they're open. But if I stay at the hostel tomorrow, that'd be a Nero day of 2 miles, which feels like I don't want to do that. So I may just duck in, get my laundry, get a shower, go to the Mexican restaurant, and then do a few more miles. I need to do some research tonight, but I'm kind of not feeling good about not doing that many miles tomorrow. Anyway, I've got options, so I gotta research. I gotta stop rambling, research a bit. Oh man, look at this. This is like Pennsylvania. No one tells you about Southern Virginia. Look at this. No one complains about rocks in Virginia, but there they are. I've been going through those the last 50 miles or so. But again, it's not like constant, so now it's back to somewhat normal. Can you see? Oh, there you go. A few rocks here and there. Oh, and now we got another patch. This is Pennsylvania style, man. Not ready for this. No, I've done it before. Anyway, I'll put this away. I'm using up so much battery here. Anyway, onward. There's a deer hiding in the bushes here. Hello. I don't know if you could see it. Oh, there you go. He moved. He's thinking I don't see him. All right, keep going.